Welcome to part 1 of Revisiting Childhood Foods. I'm cooking things I both loved and loathed as a child, which is sort of cathartic and definitely cheaper than therapy. Plus, I get a meal at the end, so 2 birds, 1 pan. The heart of this dish is the butter beans, which I've been mildly obsessed with lately. I honestly can't get enough. They are so satisfying and nutritious and way easier to keep on hand than various meats, so it's one of those quick, easy proteins I can just have in the pantry and add to a sauce. This can also easily be a vegan meal by substituting vegetable broth and omitting the pancetta. If you're not vegetarian but you don't have pancetta, swap it out for whatever you have on hand. I've often used fried Spam or bacon. You're just going for something salty and smoky. The beans, however, I don't know. They taste like any other bean, but the size and texture of butter beans, there's just something about them. I will make a special trip to Walmart for Bush's butter beans, and I think that they are so worth it, but truly don't feel like you have to cook with exactly the same ingredients. Which brings me to the canned foods. In 1992, I was traumatized by spinach, which I can safely assume was probably from a can. I'm 4 years old with a mouthful of green mush that I must swallow before I can leave the table. Rather than knock it back, I leave it there through a very long, tearful protest. Just a pile of wilted, tinny leaves on the tongue for hours. I'm kidding. In reality, it was probably like 5 minutes, but I swear it felt like at least half an hour. Time moved around me. Family members got ready for bed. Dishes from dinner were washed and put away, and there we were. Me and my dad, a father-daughter standoff for the books. I don't remember how it ended, and it's really not important, but unsurprisingly, I spent the next decade or so avoiding spinach in any form. I would not eat it in a bowl. I would not eat it with a roll. I did not like that vegetable. I did not find it edible. What I didn't realize at the time was that spinach wasn't the problem. It was the briny water and tin can it all came in, giving the leaves a metallic flavor that couldn't be masked by all the butter in the world. If you grew up on canned veggies, you can probably taste what I mean just by thinking of it. Eventually, spinach and I mended things when I realized that my preference was in the preparation. Now I eat it often, raw or lightly wilted, seasoned and incorporated into other things. But for me, never ever from a can. 4-year-old Brooke would be horrified at the handfuls I willingly added to this dish. I'm not really sure what the measurement is here, but exactness isn't important. I'll leave it up to you because I don't know where you and spinach stand, and I won't presume to judge how much or how little you decide to add to your meal. I will say that it cooks down quite a bit, so what may seem like a lot fresh ends up being underwhelming cooked. This goes so nicely piled on toasted sourdough, and the pancetta and broth add just the right amount of salt, so I typically don't add more, but go ahead and give it a taste before you plate it and add some if you like. Enjoy!